Hey guys, Happy Splasher here. Good evening. It is 6/13/2021. We're going to be doing some Dark Tower, and let's go from there. All right, first things first, we're going to check our guild bonuses, seeing if any of them have deactivated since the last time. All right, 4 days, 2 days, 2 days. Okay. All right, this one's going to go in 24 hours or less. All right, let's go to our squad. Make sure we have our warlords and our pets ready. Switching to Spider again because we need the instant kill ability, and then we have our Gleedy Pet, so that's good. We know we need to level up these Warlords. We're going to wait until the next high growth in order to actually get some gems back, and then we'll see better stats for everything here. Now we're going to the Dungeon of Trials, the pit, or Dark Tower. They're all in the same place. All right, so in 7 hours, this is going to reset and then it will turn into pit. We need to get 7 wins. We have 3 attempts over here. If worse comes to worse, we will use gems to get this done because we do want a couple things. We want the legendary chest, which we will see once these rewards change, and then we need our copper coins as well. Currently, we have 4 coins. We need 1,300 for the world event that should be coming up this weekend. So let's get right into it. Okay, all right, let's take a look at the Warlord. Got the heal, got the silence and the stones with the heal. Got their pet over here that gets attack boosts pretty much whenever a unit kills something or at the end of the turn. Okay, a lot of attack boosts over there. Got their buildings that deal damage. Metal shield, pierce. They're getting all the good stuff. We only have spikes and this crappy building over here. All right, well, knowing that they have silence, we want to lean towards using units with larger health. So this one easily sticks out. Yeah, we're going to start with this unit over here. And we are going to get rid of this unit first. The building damage isn't so much going to hurt us, but having the divine shield on their units will. So we'll place this over here. We got a little bit of health at the end because of this ability. Next turn, we are going to be summoning either this building or this unit. Probably actually this building. And the reason why is because of the health. It also deals damage, as you can see here. Just click on it. And yeah, at the end of turn deals damage to their units. So I'll actually get rid of all these buildings. We'll get a little bit of health back with our Gleedy Pet for the melee kill. We want to deal some damage over here. Poisoning for 82, and then will deal damage to us. Let's see. Let's try and do some math here. So if we poison and then use the building, they'll die in 2 turns unless wiped out. That. Might be overkill. We'll do the poison and then we'll place the building over here to block for damage. Reason why I say it's overkill is because we pretty much did not get any advantage off of using our poison other than to speed up the damage for this unit in a turn. I think I didn't change the speed settings yet. All right, let's see here. So they have that. They have that. Okay, this unit is now going to die from both the poison damage and the building damage. We are going to attack this so that we can get rid of the mental shield and then the building will kill that. There is a chance that this unit will just get transformed because of this. Suppose we could actually use this unit too because of the flying ability. And then if they silence, it's not a big deal because we have a lot of health. Try to see what makes more sense here. Oh, this one also has a lot of health too. Why not just do that? Yeah, we'll do this instead. So we will summon this over here, give us some options for later turns. And as you can see now, we got rid of those buildings. Got rid of those units using those buildings. So this unit's going to die in at least 2 turns. I'm assuming there will be some kind of damage coming over here. All right, so more poison damage. Stealing. All right, what does it do here? Trigger, okay. Don't have to worry so much about our abilities because later on they will get silenced at some point. Okay. As mentioned before, I want to use units that do have health. We are going to summon this unit. Makes more sense. Yeah, I'm going to summon this unit just because of the health. It'll block some damage from the building. I think about this one more because I still need to kill this. Can't really leave any stray units on the board. That being the case, I'm going to be summoning this over here. All right, and once again, getting some more health back, so that's good. As long as we can keep the pressure on the board with our large defense over here and our attack, we should be fine. All right, so let's see here. Block, and then reflects damage to us when we attack. So this unit is going to die from its own attack, and this unit is also going to die from its own attack. And the block, so 27, so 117, and then you gotta, in order to factor in the damage, you just add these up and then put it to their total health. So 27, 54, 181, and we currently have 190-ish on the board. Seeing what else we can do here. Let's see here. So those alone will die from there. We're gonna be placing this over here. That's fine, reflection of damage. Killed 2 of our units, but we now have our health with our units over here, so that's fine. Okay, what are they doing here? Stealing attack for turn. Also has spikes. Don't matter so much about that. Spike has 15, okay. So if we use this unit, attack has extra damage, so 18, that's 99. So that'll actually be enough to kill that. Yeah, well, see if it makes more sense to use this unit. This unit's gonna die anyways, so I'm gonna be trading off on their other units. Could attack that as well, so 80. No, that won't be enough. All right, we'll summon this to get rid of this unit here. Okay, and then the building damage factored into getting rid of that. All right, use the silence, so that's good. Next, we'll need to deal with these stones and then do a board wipe. Ugh. This is the worst time for that building to go away. Because now we have this invulnerable unit that gives bleeding to our units as well whenever we attack. Seeing if there's any way we can deal some kind of effect damage to a unit. Not quite right now. All right, well, we'll summon this unit here for now in terms of the attack, and then also because of its other ability to freeze non-chaos units for turn. Still need to find a way to deal some damage, effect damage to this unit, and it doesn't look like we're going to be getting it with any of these units. Wow, what a deadly combination. So it says whenever an attack steal occurs, it will freeze a random unit. This unit will steal. Wow, that's so disgusting. All right. Let's see here. Seeing how much the bleeding actually is going to be for 68. I'm trying to set up some kind of play here, but it doesn't look like we'll be able to because we've been taking a lot of damage over here. Let's see this. Well, we'll try something. So we'll summon this particular unit. It will transform wounded units into buildings, so we'll actually prevent our unit from doing anything. We're going to be placing it over... We're going to placing this over here. All right, not quite what I was looking to do. Froze our unit from attacking, so that was unfortunate. The reason why we summon this unit is because it will deal some sort of effect damage at the beginning of the turn, and then also we'll then be able to hopefully deal some... Nope. All right, that is all we can do. All right. Oh, we do have a play. It's not great. We're going to be summoning... We're going to be summoning this unit. So it will deal damage equal to 50% of whatever's left based on a random unit. And then when one of our units dies, we'll get some health back. So that'll help us for now. Summoning, doing our summons, see where they'll land. All right, and we have to guard this lane. So we will summon this over here so that way you can still stay alive. Of course. Still have to deal with this poison unit once again. Can't believe we saw two of these guys come on play. I think we are going to be dead because then they'll be able to run us over. If there's any other plays we have. Best we can do is attack this and get some health back. Maybe block. Turn of damage. Yeah. So this unit with the poison at the end of the turn was able to both kill our building, which we did need in order to get rid of that invulnerable unit, which we had to summon another unit, and so we were just in a very bad spot altogether. Okay, well, we got 2 more attempts for now, at least that are free. We'll keep going. Okay, same thing with the Warlord over here. They have a different pet that gives health whenever a unit is summoned, and then whenever they kill with a melee unit, it will heal them back. All right, we will start with our own poison unit. So we will... guess we're actually gonna... yeah, well, so this poison unit is actually going to kill both of these things at least. Yeah, deal the damage with the poison at the end of the turn, and then poison damage to the Warlord. We want to get rid of this building as soon as we can because we can't let the mental shield appear on their units. Okay. All right, nothing too bad about this unit. It's going to die again for poison. We want to defend this unit as much as we can, so we are going to put a melee unit in front of it. This worth the health. Seeing if there are any other abilities that will help us out here. Oh, just placing this over here. Yeah. All right, and then once again, they're still healing for a couple turns, and then we'll use our poison to get rid of those. Okay, once again, poison to get rid of that, so we'll be focusing on units that have high health. In terms of that, it would be this one over here. We could use this unit as well. It's a good target for to draw out silence. Seeing if there are any other things that can help build this our board, because their board is going to be empty. The only real thing is this here. I suppose it's something. But +4 attack, I don't know if that's going to really help us out. We'll just summon for damage. Okay, next turn we have 2 good choices for immune units to attack with. Let's see here. this is going to die. Poison over here. See what we got over here. I like this unit better in terms of its stats, as well as the ability to get these damage runes if it's ever attacked. Attack boost to our units is good too. We're sending it over here to defend our ranged unit. And if it gets silenced, that's great. We're in a pretty good position right now. Okay. Let's take a look. Damage to our units. Order. Okay, block 18, so stats of 191. 41 plus off by 1 point of damage. And we can't even deal that 1 point of damage unless we have a boost available. We could use an in-game boost to actually speed up a turn. I think we'll do that. Yeah, we don't do this that often unless there's some sort of tempo that we want to control. Is it level up 16 to this, or no? It's this, right? No, that can't be right. It would be only damage to them. It doesn't tell you what exactly it's going to be boosting. That's the problem. All right, well, we'll do it. All right, it's okay. It's the extra damage over there. I'm going to be placing a unit here. All right, good. Ooh. Yeah, I was going to place this unit anyways, just because of its health. Okay. I thought it was going to be extra damage to their warlord and not with our specific poison damage ability, so that's why I held off. But I did do it, and now we do have extra damage, so it's 65 to 2 units. We have another one too, that's even better. Might as well, right? Yeah, might as well. In terms of attack, it's good. We can place it behind here, draw out some extra damage runes. And they both have that poison ability to get rid of that. Okay. Because they were silenced, no more abilities, but their attack kind of makes up for that. And we do have our poison ability as well for our warlord, so that means we're in good shape because we are now ahead in tempo with our abilities. All right. So here. Its own attacking enemy deal its own attack meaning is all right. So that's not a problem. We'll poison and not use. We don't want to use this yet because none of their units are wounded. In terms of stats, we're going to be going here. Our flight and splash unit. Right, as you can see, every time one of their units are getting attacked, this unit gets an attack boost. And because this is actually poisoned, it will die next turn, so we don't actually have to fight in combat. Seeing when it triggers. It is end of turn. Okay, great. So once again, we're going to hold off on this, seeing if there are any other boosts for these units. Okay, plus health over there, regeneration, and 30. Hold on. Well, this unit also has splash as well, so we'll actually deal the extra damage needed. Once again, I think we can hold off. We're going to be summoning this over here. Okay, and then yeah, as you can see, the poison got rid of that. So again, very good position right now. Even better because we did use our poison and they have an empty board, and we can use our destruction ability whenever we feel like it. Okay, stacking over there. Going once again on the defensive. We have our good health stats over here. It also deals poison damage whenever those units on their side attack. So we'll have some continued board pressure. Off on the side to defend this unit. Okay, once again, we'll die in combat. He's setting this ranged unit over here so that if they want to send out units, they'll have to take the damage from the runes or land here. Next turn, we'll either summon this melee unit to block this lane, or we'll summon this unit for an additional attacker. Okay. Random miss to one enemy. Can't really see which one. It's probably this one then, right? Yeah. It's kind of tough because, as you can see, these units themselves can block some of the other abilities that you see over there. I think we're actually good for game. Hold on. I was about to click on. All right, so we'll use that. We'll use our summons. And we'll get I can see additional damage over here. All right, there you go. Pretty good game for us. We had some board control with our poison units, and then had some high health units that survived through the silence. So that way, that warlord ability didn't really affect us. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. And see a little bit of a reward increase. Let us move on. That is a lot of health. All right. Same thing with the warlord, same abilities, and this pet gives plus health to their units, but no returning health back. Okay. All right. A unit gives metal shield to their warlord whenever we come to play, and also deals damage to units that are not order. All right. Well, let's start with this unit over here. This unit gives miss whenever it attacks, so we're not going to be dealing damage because of that metal shield for the warlord, but we'll actually stop this unit from dealing additional damage to us for now. Placed it over here because we don't want to waste off these runes as they still have silence available. Okay. Thinking it makes sense for us to use poison here. We can still stop their units from dealing damage to us because this unit gives miss to 2 units. So we're going to continue with. I guess we're trying to build up our board. Let me see what this is. Okay, over there. Could deal some damage to it. It has wow, it has vampirism too because of this unit. Wow. All right, well, don't want to take additional damage from that either. Okay, all right, all right. Now I will summon this over here. A little bit of damage, although it's not going to matter because of the healing at this point. Trying to find a good time to use the poison. If we end up using the poison now, we'll still need to contend with what is most likely larger units coming through, which is something like this. All right. Don't think this is going to work out quite well for us. So we'll poison because we lost our unit. We're going to block for some damage over here. Using our flight unit to at least stop this for now. I know that most likely we're going to be silenced in this turn, which we are. We didn't see that coming. All right. Oh, even worse. All right. I want to see, take a look or something here. Not quite. All right. Yeah, they have this unit that deals damage whenever we attack their warlord. We could use our destruction ability and get rid of that, but then we'll still have to deal with these. And we can't even give this unit miss because it has accuracy, meaning that it cannot receive miss. Ugh. Ugh. This unit. Oh, end of turn gets extra attack, right? I was looking at this unit because I know that this unit got a skills change from the last update, but it is not relevant right now. Yeah, this is all kinds of terrible. This is the best we can do right now in terms of what we can do. Even giving it an attack boost, we'd have to go through a lot of dust to do it. The only good thing right now is that this unit gives negative attack whenever it dies. So I'll slow this down just a little bit. But we are not going to make it out of this one. That's going to attack that, and okay. Yeah. All right. Good game, good game. Whew. Just tough, tough. We had bad omens right from the beginning. Okay, we got one more attempt for free. Let's go. Okay. A little better going on here. So they have their pet that will give a health boost back to their warlord. We're going to be using this unit because of its deals damage to random enemy whenever one of their units attacks. We're going to be putting on the bottom line down here because units like that ranged unit that dealt damage to us may come up, and we want to protect the bottom line as much as we can. This also gives us some options later on if we need to defend. Right, so we got the damage going in, so that's good. Let us see here. Okay, deals damage and has reborn. See what makes sense. Do that. Okay, I guess we'll place this flight unit now, just for now. So at least now, if they attack, it will potentially deal extra damage over here, forcing it to reborn. Okay, which it did. Then this unit died, got the extra frozen, and then there. So you're gonna look here. I really wanted an extra attack boost. That one extra point of damage would have allowed us to get rid of this unit because of that tree. Could do that, I guess. Yeah, and this unit's going to be silenced anyway, so that's fine. We're going to be summoning this unit in front of it. We'll poison units in the line. We'll kill the tree, get some health back. Maybe potentially force a silence. No, it's not terrible. It's not great. I really wish we had the vampirism there, but there was no point. There was nothing to vampirism. All right. Extra damage still occurring, so that's good. Poison over there. Okay, so that'll attack that. Potentially attack that. We're in a weird spot because they do have that silence ability still triggered up. All of these units will have some sort of what do you call? They're all vulnerable to silence. We don't want to use our poison ability quite yet, and so that'll kill that. Ugh. All right, I'll summon this unit. It's just the best out of the stats that are available. If they end up using silence, whatever. Okay. I would much them use the silence now as opposed to later when we have a more a stronger board to actually defend. All right. Well, the poison now. Okay, that actually won't be enough to deal damage to kill that. 1748. Kill that. Alright, this unit will be silent. Try to see if we can deal any additional damage in some way. This unit is going to be an issue because it's giving an attack boost over to their units. I think this works. Although because of the... I'm going to try it out. Okay. So not quite enough damage to get rid of this, which is the key thing that we wanted to do. Alright. This unit will die from poison next turn, and we can mark this for destruction, so that's good. Okay, yeah, we will do that. Alright, so we'll get rid of that. When this unit died, it dealt damage to a random unit, but because this unit is immune, it can't be targeted. Still need to deal with these stones somehow because they can just put another ranged unit behind there and then we'll have to deal with them again. So what we can do is we have a couple of options. We can opt to slow them down using this unit, or we can slow down all of their units for a turn. We do need to get health back too, which is unfortunate. Health one time versus taking the actual damage. We can't leave it up to chance. We're going to be summoning this unit over here, getting rid of it in combat. Okay, this unit's giving me a little bit of attack boost for every wounded unit on their side. All right, and we were able to slow down the damage a little bit. So that's good. Let us continue on. We can summon this to deal damage to that. We can also summon, just doing the math here, this puts it at 221. So that'll be good over there. Yeah, this will also summon another unit for us as well. So, wait, 221, yeah, that's right. Summon that over there. All right, yeah, they get a little bit of health back from when that unit dies, but we need to start building our board somehow. Ugh, pretty high stress battle here. All right. So whenever it's attacked, it gets healed. So we need to factor that in. At most, it will get 72. So that puts it around 300. Okay, and then this is going to deal damage to a wounded unit whenever it dies. Knowing how the RNG is going to work, most likely this unit is going to die. So okay, it won't be enough to kill that either. Okay, we have two options. We can summon this or death runes at the end versus affecting their board. We need to affect their board more often, so we're going to summon this over here. And yep, like I said, RNG usually ends up picking the worst unit for us to lose. So expect something ranged coming in here for a ton of damage. Did not. Surprising. All right. Well, we have the option to summon this unit again, slowing them down. This is probably the best choice out of all these. We could summon this to actually get rid of that. But we do need to disrupt their board rather than go on the offensive. This unit is going to die from a combination of poison and over there. But we don't want this unit to stay alive because it's just going to freeze these units all the time. So do that, a little stealing. Ugh, I'm going to regret this decision. All right. Oh, it gets a little bit of an attack boost for those units. That's good. Yeah, we'll get some sort of damage going on over here. Gotta mark it for damage somehow. Okay, like I said, we do like to slow down their units. Okay, gives an attack boost to units in line of itself, and then toxin. So these guys are going to lose their attack every time they attack. Evasion over here. Attack of 0. What's his attack going to turn into? 22. Enemy on the field. Does that mean it's not going to be enough for that? Alright, we're going to summon this to defend our units. Okay, this building also deals damage at the end of the turn as well. So we are trying to get enough damage to get rid of these 2 units. Alright, got some death runes in play because when this unit dies, put some death runes in play. Building is going to deal damage over there. Alright, next thing, what are we going to do to affect their board? It's on the field. If an order unit comes out and play, that's not bad. And get some extra damage potentially to get rid of this. Otherwise, it's not bad to get rid of this over here too. Yeah, we'll place this over here. We also have the chance to just not deal damage to this. So let's see. Yeah, we'll sum this. All right. RNG, worst case scenario again. We didn't want this unit to die from our ability because we can't get our health back with that. The unit over here is slowly getting attacked, enough to run over our building. But we do have a pick of some good units over here. All right, so now we have to kill that. Just take a look at the block that this, okay, a 78 block because of this building here giving block to their melee units. So we have to factor that in. Let's see, so this is going to die from combat. Yeah, it could get us bleeding. Steel attack. Could also do this as well. It's counterattack. It's not terrible. Summoning this unit because of the shard, extra shield, then the extra summon over here to guard on the lanes. Still getting an attack boost from their wounded units as well, so we're actually very grateful that these units are still alive. Alright. Still got a plenty of threats down here, which is why we summoned this unit twice in order to disrupt their board. Setting our units to 5 health from that unit, and then this unit had Pierce, so I was able to get rid of these units. Attacking that there. Okay, let's see if we can just go for lethal here. Okay, so those will come into play, and then this this unit over here will deal damage to a wounded unit. Either one is actually good because then we can paste in for more damage, or yeah, it looks like get in for more damage. So that's good. Got rid of that one. Extra damage going on over here, and we have lethal. Yeah, had to work that board pretty hard, but yeah, we got it done. But Tengu really did save us after drawing out all the silences and whatnot. Okay, now we have legendary chests as rewards. Still need another 5 wins. Each half star is a win, so let's go. We are probably going to lose this one because of the high health. Also seeing their pet whenever health boosts to units, attack boosts, and then also attack, killing it with melee unit. All right, and they started with this unit that deals damage to us. Great, just lovely. And it also has double attack too. Absolutely great. There's no good way for us to get rid of this unit at all. I guess we'll start off with this over here and get some melee kill for health back. This unit sets one of the attacking unit's health to 1. So that'll mean we'll be able to poison and get rid of that unit. Right. Got health back because of... Why did I get health back? Oh, because of the... Okay, yeah. Of their pet ability. All right. No problem. We'll use the poison. And then we'll opt for the 50%. Okay. Ideally, we wanted this unit's health to set to 1, so that way we could have gotten the advantage with our poison, but now we have to deal with it. Okay, okay. All right. This unit is healing. Not really anything good here. I guess we can deal some damage. It looks like we're going to be dealing damage, but it's only because we need an order unit to deal extra damage. Right now, it would just do regular damage of 0 because we have nothing else on this board. Attack, attack. Not get rid of that. So we'll lose this unit this turn. All right. I guess the best we can do is use poison to get rid of that. This unit will still be alive. You can't get rid of this in combat. Yeah, we are... Yeah, well, I guess we'll still play it out. Why not? All right. Use our destruction ability, and then we will at least block the attacking unit. Do some damage to it. This unit deals damage based upon its attack at the beginning of the turn. That's why I'm not liking this at all. Okay, so that's going to die in combat from here, minimum. A unit with double attack. And can only do this to get rid of it. Yep, no good. All right, all right, all right, all right. Just blew me out of the water there. I think that guy's ranked number 10 or top 15, 20, something like that. Matchmaking. All right, well, we are out of our free attempts. It says 6 hours left, so we'll need to start spending for gems. We can't recover back, so let us get right into it. Each attempt cost 50 gems, which we have plenty of right now. Would not like to spend probably more than 500, so that will be 10 attempts. Usually it doesn't take that much, but we'll see how the matchmaking goes. All right, let's get right into it. Again, another very large opponent. Okay, we'll summon this unit, I guess, out of all of our units. It has the deals damage to enemies in line whenever it dies, so we're just going to be trading with this unit at best. This assumes that it doesn't get silenced, transformed, anything of the sort. Does not help that we are going second too. All right, so we only traded with the 2 units. Right. We will. We'll continue on by. See what we want to do here. Right. Knowing that they're going to have some pretty strong units, we're going to be placing this building in front over here to block for some damage that ranged unit will potentially come through over here. We don't mind losing these buildings, but we do mind losing this building. It's the end of turn, miss chaos units, so we have to avoid summoning chaos units against this. We're there. Okay, in terms of stats, we're going to be using this unit. What does this one do here? Interesting. That could be helpful. Could be helpful. But that would require us to get a little tricky with what we're doing here. Let us... Well, we're not going to be able to kill this in combat right now, so we're going to continue on with units that can survive a silence. We'll be summoning this over here. Just placing it behind a building. This building will take care of those other buildings as well. Originally, I was going to do the melee unit over here to get some health back, or the melee unit over here to deal some damage, but that's not going to be necessary and helpful right now. Dealing 110 to a unit that comes into play. This unit is going to get 75 plus 12 for every hero on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 72, 75, 147. All right. So we'll actually have enough to kill this after the building damage. There, poison matter, no. But then this unit will die after that. Then this unit will also give evasion to this unit. 39, 178. That's a little bit of an attack boost to our other units. Could draw silence out. That's fine. If we don't, that's not the worst thing. Okay, great. Hey, we have another building. Guess we'll summon that. We can get rid of this unit because of the evasion that it has. I'm placing over here, block for damage. Okay, our board is looking much better now. Next turn, we can summon either this ranged unit to affect our board with the destruction, with the damage over there. It's too early to use our destruction ability. We do have these buildings to deal damage later on. E112. This is such a weird spot because, so this is going to die. No, I think we still need to save it for something else bigger. So we're actually going to... I hate wasting a turn like this, but we will do it. So we're summoning this so we can actually survive an attack. Steals a lot of attack. All right. Okay, that's fine. These buildings will now actually get rid of these units. So now we're going to continue on with summoning units that have a lot of health. We could do this. That gives spikes to units around themselves. That's actually going to be very good for us. Summon that. Deal damage over there, 70. Oh, yeah, these are going to die from that. All right. Summon this over here. Kill that. Death runes came out when that unit dies. This unit gives spikes to... Alright, sorry. This unit gives spikes to units around themselves. So actually help us with our destruction ability. And then this unit will give plus health to units around. So that'll help our buildings over here. It is unfortunate that we had our death runes placed up here because this unit will have then gotten rid of this unit on this turn. Instead, now we can only freeze it and then just wait for the abilities to resolve themselves. I'm going to be placing this over here, so that way it can be defended by another unit once the silence occurs. If this unit were able to get up to the top here, then this unit's ability would resolve first, turning the frozen unit's health to 1, and then this building would have destroyed that. We summon the same type of unit to us. Okay, get some abilities over there. See, we can deal some extra damage to their wounded units, but then we'll be vulnerable because of the silence. Could potentially freeze this unit, I guess. We'll go for the safer strat, and we'll summon this ranged unit to... Sorry, this melee unit to just get rid of this. Get some health back. Our building will deal damage. And again, we're trying to force off the silence in some way, because that is going to be when we'll use our ability. Spikes, spikes. Okay. Buildings will pick off these 2 units. Going to continue with health. So we're going to be placing this over here, so that way we can get an attack boost for later. Silence is good. Okay. Got those stones. Alright, and we still have our buildings. Going to be using our poison ability probably this turn. See what they end up okay. Over there, and then giving miss to those chaos units. Okay, what would affect the board the most right now? It would be nothing really. This unit gives health in some way to our warlord once it attacks. And then this unit here is silenced. Remember that. Alright, well, we'll do our poison first, because we do need to mark these for damage. And we will also... I guess this isn't terrible. We'll just block for another point of damage. Placing this over here because he's going to die eventually. So this building, I don't recommend using it that often, but it's going to give us an attack boost whenever it dies. Deals a little bit of damage, whatever. And then also slows their units down a little bit. I guess I could have also summoned it on one of these death runes to open up the tile again. Alright. So once again, got the poison over here. Building is going to pick that off. Seeing what makes more sense. Okay, we are going to use one of these flight units in order to get rid of this. The issue is trying to figure out which one we're going to use. Probably this one, just because it has spikes in case we need to trigger spikes. So we're going to be able to avoid the counter attack from this unit. See there? And we're going to let our buildings do the work for now. Got to find some stronger attacking units, and then also get rid of these death runes so we can start opening up these lanes. All right, so we'll die from a combination of building over there, Building unit freezes the unit line. Seeing if this does anything that we need. Not really. Just health. Health is good. Health is good enough. All right, and then as you can see, it's frozen at the beginning of the turn, but not a lot of attack, so don't have to worry about that too much. Next turn, we could summon this building. It gives. Oops. It's still gonna die. Got this Mr. Death that deals damage to a unit when it dies. Also deals extra damage to us. Oh, yeah, the building damage is still going to get rid of this. Just trying to figure out what makes sense here. We got melee act. Okay. Over the enemies. This has some sort of reborn ability when it dies, so we're going to be summoning this in terms of these stats. See if this does anything else here. Frozen enemy. I suppose that could be useful too, but in terms of what we're going to need to do, we're going to have to defend our buildings and our lanes. Right, so you can see that damage did come over and hit our building, but our building is still in decent shape. Our next goal is to get a unit on this line over here. Okay, don't have to worry about that. And then we're going to be summoning, just for the stats alone, get some health back here as well. So those buildings are really putting in work, a lot of work for us. Otherwise, we would have, yeah, we would not be in the running right now. Still have a lot of health to go through because of their Gleedy pet and larger units. So, like I said, just trying to figure out the damage again. So 29, no, sorry, 56, 112, 178. So I need to deal 50-ish damage. Yeah, we are summoning. We have the option to also summon this over here and keep the totem that we want. But this is fine. We have to focus on picking off their units. So this unit has, whenever one of our range units appears, they will be able to get a wood spike in front of themselves, but we don't have any range units to summon except for here. Next turn, we could summon this unit that does the poison, or we could summon this unit that also does the poison, but in a different way. Well, we'll do the poison in another way. Just seeing if there are any other things over here. Nope. Yeah, we do also want to guard the line if we can, so we will be summoning this over here. A third building! Lovely. Okay. We could potentially win by sudden death if we have to stall out. Okay. Our building damage is going to be more than the poison damage we got over here, so we're going to lay off on that. We're going to be putting our building over here so that they can't just summon one unit to perhaps silence or attack both of the buildings. They summon their own building. Great. Okay. Whenever it's attacked, it will summon a zombie in front of itself. And then at the end of the turn, or sorry, attack, it'll summon a witch. The zombie will get picked off. We need to open this up somehow. This is not good. I don't like wasting turns at this point, so we're going to continue with summoning more units that can attack. There, we got that zombie going, so that's going to kill that. Got some immune units. That'll be good for us. We can also summon this unit too. It'll deal damage at the beginning of the turn to all the units and set up for a board wipe. Don't really need to... We might need a board wipe now. All right. Well, that's not great. Oh, boy. Did not see that coming. All right. Okay. Destruction over there. It's going to get attacked over there. Oh, we'll probably need the board wipe. So we will summon this over... Yeah, we'll summon this over here in terms of its stats. We could also summon this one too. See here. I like having our immune unit now. It also sets health to units to 1, so our buildings will be able to take care of anything that's too big. So even though the initial stats are good over here, we're going to be playing this so that we can avoid some awkward spots later on. Okay, those units are marked for damage. Probably going to be using our destruction belly just to kill this. Okay, we're also getting some health back whenever our poison triggers on their side. We'll get some health back from our warlord. It's unlikely we'll see 1,000 damage coming on in this round here. Like I said, we're going to get rid of this so that they don't have any more spawners. We'll attack that, and we will come back to summoning more melee units. I'm going to be placing this over here. Reason why is we want to keep a ranged unit spot available if we do need to summon, and then if we have nothing that we can summon, we can just trash one of these death rune spots. Or actually, we can get rid of them now using our summons over here, so we can actually open up a lot of stuff. Okay, we got rabbits over here, summoned. Will silence. Okay. We'll use our summons to hopefully get rid of all these death runes. We did not. That is fine. We can now do our combo. We'll give health back to us. Also be able to pick off some other units. And we're going to be placing it over here so that way if we absolutely have to, we can summon an order unit, combo with this unit's ability, and then pick it off with a building over here. Okay, next turn we have a couple of options. We can summon this range unit for more damage. We can also summon this order unit to freeze and then pick off a unit that we can't get rid of. But in this case, we can. We'll be up to attack 9 combat, so we will summon this unit over here. Doing that so that we're not vulnerable to a silence in this lane. Okay, now it's looking in pretty good shape now. Next turn can summon an order unit to pick it off. We can also have extra attack given to our units with this attacker. Could actually deal extra damage to their units as well. Summon the rabbit again. Okay, we might have lethal or something very close to lethal. We'll use our sudden deaths right now. Okay, so damage will come up on the top lanes first. This unit will get rid of that attack. We'll have enough splash damage from this unit because of the amount of units that are on the board, so we'll get rid of that. Damage over there. Should be lethal here, especially with the 300 damage going on. Yep, there you go. All right. Took 24 turns, but we got it done. Sometimes that happens, and when you're facing guys that are much bigger than you. Right. Okay. Got some more increase in rewards, so let's go. Hopefully we'll run into another 24 battle. Okay, we are. All right. I faced this guy before. I have lost to them before, and I have won by a very slim margin. All right. Look at their pet. Okay, heal, and then they got that other stuff going on over there. Okay, we got a couple of good options. We can summon this right now, slow down their units for a turn. Have this that has their good health stats. I think we'll go with the good health stats. So we'll start by picking off these buildings because damage is almost irrelevant right now. Whenever you're not close to lethal, destroy units. When you are close to lethal, go for damage. That's the basic idea. All right. Let's see. So some of this unit gives silence whenever it's attacked, or some whenever it attacks. There'll be a unit that comes out in first. Give this unit miss for now. Summon this here. And get a little bit of health back. Next turn, this unit with the good health. Really early for a board wipe, especially since we know that we're going to be dealing with other larger units. Ugh, boy. Suppose we could block for damage. It's not terrible. Here, we'll force a fake silence because they'll think that because we have an attack boost, they should get rid of it. A little bit of mental shield given to our warlord on the summon here. Okay, so that's part one of what we need to do. Still need to get rid of their stones and then have a board wipe. Be able to, let's see here, add prism to a unit. Wait, is this gonna be a prism? Did, okay. Just thinking about this here. Poison, deal damage over there. There. Such a gross spot because we don't want to take this kind of damage. So we'll use our poison. And then we'll use our think about this here. Seeing how much splash damage this unit does. 14, but only deal 28 over there. No, we'll use our destruction ability. Get rid of those. And then 34. So we got to deal 116. Can't really deal 116. We can summon this totem in front of it. Guess that's something. Mm-hmm. How? All right. Best answer we have right now. So this will die in combat. Have that over there. Summon this flight unit to block this. Because otherwise, even if we summon this unit that has the reborn and the dealing of damage, it won't be enough. They'll run it over twice and then have lethal over there. So we'll summon this over here. Okay, this hoodoo has the summon wood spikes. Once the range unit comes out, so we can block a little bit. Really wish I had our poison now. That's not good. Okay, well, wood spike is still going to come out over here. We can use this unit for now to at least stop these units from attacking because of this unit. gives miss to random units return. We're going to be placing this over. I guess we're going to be placing it over here because we need this unit to attack. I want to block the lanes. Trying to figure out if we do. Yeah, we do need to block the lanes. If we didn't have to block the lane, if we had maybe like 200 more HP, then we could actually put her over here and then see if we can get some health back. But for the time being, we need to make sure that all the lanes are covered. Can't let anything slip in for extra attack. Right, this unit is also giving health to their units as well, so it's equally important that we get rid of both of these units. Wow. Okay, we are at a weird standstill. Reason why I say that is because this unit gives health boost whenever one of our units attack, so potentially keep these stones permanently alive. We do need to deal enough damage to get rid of these units. We'll still be able to give miss to these two units because this unit is immune, so it won't be affected. So by default, it'll target those. See what we got here. Guess it's something. Need to load up for damage in order to actually even attack this. This is a weird spot where we actually don't want the wood spike to come up because we need additional damage over here. So we're going to be placing this over here. As you can see, the health is increasing very much. It can't gain more than the maximum, so that's good. We just need to deal some extra damage if we can. Interesting. The other unit that, whenever it dies, deals poison damage to our units. Once again, we'll still kill that, but then still have to deal with the other things. Evasion is good. At least stop that. Evasion is also good over here too. So yeah, I guess it's not. Yeah, we'll have to do our own type of stalling. This attack boost over here will actually not be good enough for us. Toxin can start slowing it down, and then still will be able to attack. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. Ugh, all right. This is such a weird battle. We need something to turn the tides. Because we are going to... Yeah, okay, well, we just died there. All right. That is the reason why we need the poison. Because we would run into situations like that where a bunch of stall resulted in us not getting through. Thankfully, that was only paid attempt number 1. So let us go to number 2. Opening up, and let's go. Okay, it looks like we're facing the top of the range in terms of opponents at this point. So spending is going to at least be a threat. We are... I think we're toast here. Already enough attack, and on top of that, it's male, so it's going to combo with that. All right, I guess the best thing we can do is transform this unit, summoning this, transforming that unit. They got that summon wood spike ability once they have a ranged unit, so that's going to hurt us. All right, poison and hoping for a little bit of a combo going on. That's not what we wanted. All right, well, we had to mark something for damage because we can't lose any more tempo. Probably going to use our destruction ability next turn, and then go from there. All right. Oh, we use our destruction ability, like we said. This also is block. We'll stop that. Probably going to be using silence at that point. Yeah, well, we'll do what we can. All right, summoning this unit, deal some damage, has flight, has metal shield, does get silenced, which we were anticipating, so that's fine. Still need to deal with their other units. It's end of turn. Yeah, I wish it came out with double attack already. Combo that over there. Best we can do is get rid of this unit. We can't even get rid of this unit. All right. Good. Okay. All right. Like I said, just running into the top of the range of opponents that we're going to be dealing with. So that was attempt number 2. Still got to get 4 more victories. So let's do this. We're also getting copper coins along the way, so we're very close to our 1,300 needed for the event. Okay, this matchup might be a little better. I recognize the name, and the health is comparable. Start with that, didn't they? Okay, it's not great. They have this unit that has Reborn, deals the damage, and the extra. We could kill it and trigger the first Reborn. That would be it. Yeah, we need to contend with their units. We're going to be summoning this unit. It has this reflect damage back whenever it's attacked by range, not range, by melee units. So we'll be able to at least deal some damage over to this building as a result. Otherwise, they'll still need to attack to get rid of this. Could summon a second range unit, and then that would mess us up a little bit. Okay, so we got rid of that building. That's good. Death runes, and that. Okay. Not great. We still need to contend with 130 attacker. We'll mark it for poison. I need to get rid of this now. Right. We'll summon this unit in terms of stats up here. Of health stats, rather. And we'll take it from there. Next turn, we actually have a play, assuming they don't do another summon. Okay, so we'll use our destruction ability, get rid of some stuff. Let's take a look at this here. This is the order, right? So we don't have anything enough to kill this, but we do have something to pick it off. Just want to see what makes more sense here. Yeah, we'll get rid of it. And so when it comes into play, it does transform. And then we summoned it down here so that we can actually get rid of this and have their spots available rather than block and then also not be able to defend this bottom lane. That does happen. All right. This is the worst unit to face in Dark Tower because you need at least 2 attacks to get rid of this and get rid of this. And then they still have silence too, so we don't have any really good targets for this. Could kill the building, and then that would be it. No, we can't even kill the building with the attack. It's terrible. Great. Oh, I guess we'll just summon in terms of stats, so it'll be this one over here. Get some damage to that building. Okay, another attacker with a tree in front of themselves, so now this whole lane is blocked. Can't deal anything. We could block, but that's really it. Counterattack. Yep. Okay. Oh, they used our silence. Now they're on top of that. Their entire lanes are now covered by buildings. Yeah, we are toast. Hooray. Great. That was going to be much easier, but once we used our destruction ability and then they had that Shimuna in play, we were unable to get through. That was number 3. Going for number 4. Ugh. Okay, also a name we recognize. Hopefully this will be much easier. Okay. Okay. Swaps health and attack, so this unit will do a little flip-flop with their health. I want to create a board, so we're going to be summoning this range. We're going to start with summoning this unit over here. Has the immunity, also sets health of the attacking unit to 1, so we'll be able to counterattack some other units. Also, if it's still alive, it'll give a health boost to whatever units we end up summoning. Okay, that health swap actually messes us up now because we had the ability to get rid of this, but not anymore. 119. Oh, hold on. Maybe we will. Let's see here. Evasion. Oh, right. Sorry. Whenever you kill something. All right. Well, 119 plus 77. So the damage will be done to all non-chaos units. So we'll actually kill that bush. Get rid of that. Summon this over. Summon this over here. The extra health is nice, but it's going to get wiped out by the silence soon enough. Okay, so it has evasion. Said, trying to figure out what we need to do in order to get rid of this. A combination of poison and attack would get rid of it. This here, silence, this here. So it won't be enough to kill that. We can still fight for board. We'll poison, and then we'll summon this unit over here. We did that so that we can get rid of this unit, still mark for poison, and then if they end up using silence, it's not a big deal. All right, like I said, the health boost from this unit got wiped out by the silence. We're okay getting rid of the silence now so that we can force them to do something. Let's see here. All right. Okay, toxins, 2 random units, generation, and the health. All right, so this unit's going to die from combat, so that's good. We're going to be summoning this unit with its silence ability. Okay, so we won't have to worry about that anymore. Also has this building over here. Whenever it is attacked, it will summon another attacker for us in the lane. So a little bit of board presence. So we're about this. This one here. Okay, gets an extra attack and then spikes. Spikes with how much? 17? Okay, 17 is not a big deal. We're going to be summoning this unit over here because it has flight to at least stop this for now. Going to be leaving this lane open so that we can get multiple range units off of there. Okay, next turn we have a couple of choices. We could summon this range unit for damage. We could summon this unit that deals poison damage to their units. We could also summon this unit in order to steal attack from their units. I'd have to see how much their attack steal is going to be. So let's see. Attacking that, attacking that. This unit is immune, gives health boost to their units. We'd get rid of it now. That's actually not too bad. Yeah, we'll get rid of it now. All right, we will summon this over here. Okay, kill this in combat, and then kills this in combat too. All right, probably going to be holding off on the destruction ability until another stronger unit comes out in play. Nothing going on there. Let's see there. Let's take a look at this here. Okay, we're going to be summoning this building. This building deals damage to their warlord whenever one of our units dies. So we have a couple of summons over here. This is going to die. This is going to die. So a little bit of damage. We're going to be placing this. We're going to be placing this behind here so we can balance out our damage. Sorry, balancing out our defense to prevent damage. Mental shield. All right. Unit came on to play. Gives mental shield to all units around it. Have to deal with those. Got that. Okay. We'll be using this unit. Deals extra damage for units around once it's summoned. And then it gives us an attack boost as well. It won't be as much because we can only summon on these bottom lanes. Yeah, we'll put this over here. Okay, so that'll die. This will die from the splash over here. It opens that up, and then this will die over here. The other effect of this building, which is really nice, is that whenever one of their units dies, it gives mental shield to one of our units. In this case, we are slowly picking up a defense for us. All right, combat over here, just a little bit of block. Okay, some more splash damage is going to be over there. Replacing this unit over here. This unit has the ability to freeze one unit, including whenever she or another order unit comes into play, and then it'll turn that unit's health to 1 at the end of the turn. And then on top of that, we get a little bit of health back for every unit that's on their side of the field at the end. So we're just building up our defenses and just picking off their units until we can get a clear shot. All right. I think we might actually have it here. So we'll use our destruction ability. Got some shields, do our extra summons, and then we're going to be summoning this unit to just deal as much damage as we can. Okay, getting some damage against that building. That's good. Okay, and at this point now, if we have these two units are going to die at the beginning of the turn, and because of our building over here, it will deal lethal damage. So there we go. Much easier time there. Okay, legendary chests, some stuff. Okay, we have over the 1,300 coins, so let's keep going. Face this guy before. See what happens now. Great. All right, already not a big fan of that because this unit reflects damage and also gets block. We're gonna be using our poison and destruction ability at some point, probably in the earlier turns, because we won't be able to deal lethal damage because of the block that it gives to the warlord. So in the meantime, we'll just be summoning for stats. We'll summon this melee unit over here, get some health back. When it dies, it summons another one of these golems, but it's going to get silenced before that even comes into play. And it also poisons adjacent units for some damage here, so we actually marked this unit for poison, which is nice. Some damage to our units at the end. Get some stuff in the meantime. In terms of stats, we're going to be summoning this unit just for the health. Get some health back over there, and then it has a weird once per fight, gets plus attack once. Very, very weird. Interesting. All right. End of turn gives extra attack to a random unit on their side. Well, we could summon the same thing too. It's kind of funny. Yes, we could in terms of stats. Yeah, I guess it's not terrible. Yeah, we could do that. We'll poison. We won't get rid of their stuff quite yet because we're not going to be dealing lethal damage. This warlord should have a lot of block. Yeah. And I guess we will use this to get some extra attack at the end. We'll be placing it over here to balance out the lanes for coverage. Okay. When the poison goes off on their side, we'll get a little bit of health. Really not the main reason why we did the poison, though. Okay. Got another unit that we need to be concerned about. This unit here that has these elementals coming into play that frees us for a turn. Also gets a little bit of a health boost over there. And this also has that double attack, which is really annoying. Do want to get rid of this somehow. We're going to be taking so much damage from here, and we cannot take that damage. Poisoned for 100. How's it poison? Oh, because of, oh, right, because of that. Gets 17 for each ranged enemy. So 134. Wait, no, 104. 114. Something this over here. Ugh, I thought it was enough damage. We're off by a little bit. That might actually be enough to kill us. Because that's 200. This is around 300. All right. It doesn't look like we're gonna make it out of here. Yep, we are. Could get some health back. We'll try for that, I guess. This unit has double attacks. We'll be able to kill that. If we summon another unit to kill this, it's already over. Yep. All right. Ugh. Hate seeing that. Sometimes we get good matchups against them, but clearly we are getting destroyed. All right. This is number 5. Yeah, okay. Number 5. 3 wins left at this point. Let's see if we get some better matchups. This is a bad matchup as well. I've seen this person in League. I've also faced this person numerous times in Dark Tower. Okay. All right. Goes to deals damage to us. Sorry, damage to our units. Ugh, this was really early to summon this. This is gonna be so bad in order to do. I will do it though. So we're going to use our poison ability first. And I do not recommend this. It's only because this unit is so detrimental in Dark Tower that we need to get rid of it pretty much as soon as we see it. And we're going to be summoning this over here. The reason why is because Whenever we deal damage to the warlord, we'll take some damage to our units. We don't want this unit to die. Doing that, setting it to 1 because of their frozen and then health down there. And then we just get rid of that unit with the poison. Okay, large attacking unit and gets health, whatever their is it okay. Trying to remember if it's them or us. And we don't have an order unit as well. That would have been really nice. But we will move on. All right. Let's summon this unit over. Would that be enough health? Yeah, we'll still have something to block. Yeah, we're doing this so that we can get some extra summons over here to block. You have another order unit. We could start convoying. But I am not going to rely on it as much. This unit deals damage whenever one of their units dies. So we'll be dealing damage over there. Seeing if this has a health boost. No, it does not. Right, well, we'll summon this in order to deal some damage over to it. And we'll place this over. Yeah, we'll place this over here. Okay, got a little bit of health. As you can see, we took some damage once we killed that unit. This unit gives spikes to units around itself at the end, and then this totem, some behind it, gives health to units around. So this thing is slowly getting built back up. Wow. Amazing. All right. Some nature damage to our units. And then also this Xltitanlx over here that deals damage whenever a unit dies. Okay, we're going to be losing our building at some point. Not terrible, I guess. Here, we'll be attacking, killing this, getting some health back. We'll be able to also freeze one of their units over there. We're going to be placing this. We're placing this over here. We need to guard the lines at some point. Okay, so that was cool. We dealt the damage to these other units as well. Okay, drew out the silence is what we wanted. Wow, we actually have a little bit of a combo going on here, so we will use our destruction ability. Oh, we won't. No, never mind. I thought we had something. No. Oh, because, yeah, this unit is an order unit, so that is going to mess us up a little bit. All right, well, we'll use our destruction ability to get rid of these two buildings. Trying to figure out which is more detrimental here. So there's a 50% chance that we can actually get rid of both. This unit is probably going to be worse for us because it takes the healing and whatnot. But the key thing is that we can attack it immediately. So we'll go from there. All right, cool. Now, I didn't want to take the chance that if I didn't kill this unit, then they would summon another unit to defend this. So took a chance, knocked out both units with this unit alone. So that's cool. Now we gotta get content with these stones. Hopefully, most likely they're gonna some sort of range unit behind here. Yep. I did see that coming. So gross. All right. This is why we don't want to use the poison so early, because this exact situation keeps on occurring all the time. Ugh. All right. A lesson learned. We really need to not focus on the initial threats, but the long game. All right. Let's see what we can do. Potentially deal some damage over to their units. Doing this over here. Block the lane for damage. but it's not looking good. No, not looking good at all. All right, a little bit of block for that over there. Could potentially get rid. Oh, we can't. Hold on, 188. We could get rid of this unit if we somehow get a summon over here and then not here. We have to take the risk once again. And of course, oh, we can kill it from combat. That's nice. All right. Some damage, get a little health back. Yeah, this unit deals damage to us, to our units whenever block triggers on their side. Okay. We have an evasion unit that could stop this lane, so might as well, right? Summon this. Okay, yeah. All right, well, summon this here. Block some of the damage going on. This unit will give health to melee units, so that'll help us out a little bit, but we still need to get rid of this now. And we can actually get rid of everything on this field. So we'll set their unit's health to 5 using this unit's ability. See if there's anything else we can do here. No? We'll do this. Pierce gets rid of those 2 units, and then sets this unit, and we're going from there. Awkward spot with these death runes because now our lane is unguarded. Okay. All right, and dealt damage to a chaos unit, so that ended up being this one over here. Does it do anything else? No, it doesn't. All right. Well, we can get some health back, so that's good. So we'll get Mental Shield because of this particular unit has a couple decent abilities. A little bit of pierce damage through here as well. Okay. All right. Still need to contend with their units, so let's see. Pierce. Triggered. This unit is going to heal itself whenever it gets stacked. Take 2 damage from there. And I assume that there's going to summon another unit to get through this. We got to deal as much damage as we can to these units, so shield, attacking. Adjacent units, okay, right. We have a play next turn. We could summon any one of these 2 melee units. Oh. Ugh, this is okay. That's not what we wanted to see. Attack steals for 24. This gets through. Pierce over there. Oh, Pierce would actually occur on this, so might be able to stop that. Metal Shield and block and other stuff. I think we'll be able to get this through, right? Yeah, so we'll summon this unit, has evasion, and gets a little bit of block. Pierce is going to trigger, dies over there. We got some health back off from the kill, but we no longer have our Mental Shield ability because this unit died and dealt damage to that. And this is where those death runes come in. Ugh, we cannot summon anything on this lane now, and they're going to have us for game here. Any other ways to get health? No, we could, but it's not going to die. The RNG is so gross. Why is it so gross? that's something over there. All right, all right, all right. We could have staged a little bit of a comeback, but because of those death runes, we were unable to block the lane. That's why I said it's very important once we're on low health to actually have lane coverage. What was number 5? I am starting to get very tired here. Very, very irritated. We'll move on. All right, number 6. I really need these legendary chests and the copper coins too. All right, they got an attacking pet. I know that. It's an attack boost to all their stuff. All right, we're going to be facing a lot of large units here. All right, stealing attack whenever unit comes on play. You can also use this to get rid of that. Stop this for a little bit. And remember, we have to hold off on using the poison as much as we would like to get rid of units. All right. Okay, this unit still gonna get there. Can't attack this because it will give this unit extra attack. How much is this poison for? It's poison for 28, so could have something going on here. We'll poison, but we won't kill it. And we won't attack this unit here. We're going to be placing this over here so we get some... I think we're going to need coverage because we're going to be taking a lot of damage over here. Placing this over here. This is still okay. This is still okay. Yeah. I don't think we can have a 190 attacker anymore though, so we'll get rid of those. Okay, let's see. Poison for 28, and these range units will deal 9, so that's 8. There's 13 each, so that's 26, 26, 28, that's 54. So not quite enough. In terms of stats, we can do this. Yeah, it gets a little bit of spikes around itself. This one has a little bit more attack, but it's going to get silenced. And silence actually will help us out a lot, because then we'll have more blockers, I guess. All right, see if they can get a little bit of health back. No, but we're doing this because of the extra stats. So this unit does have steal or negative attack when it comes into play, but the poison damage should be enough. Yep. All right, so we did get rid of the silence, so that's good. Our next thing is to contend with their... Oh boy. All right. Could do that. Sets attacking health to 1 versus getting some possible health back. We don't have any good choices too because we don't have our ranged units open. So we'll just be summoning this over here. Okay, when it's attacked, it will summon another copy of itself. You can see there. All the copies. And every one of these copies deals damage to us whenever it attacks. Yeah, so we are now stuck with a full board. When does this give out? It gives, okay, for every wounded unit, wounded enemy. All right, so actually not that much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This unit will die in combat. These will die in combat. These are all given miss for the turn. Let me see how much block this actually has. for each enemy. So there's only one at the time, so that's why it was so low. Okay. Guess it was, we should have summoned the immune unit instead. Should have looked at that. I thought it was more for us, but oh well. We will summon this melee unit with the mental shield in the block, or mental shield in the flight rather, so that they can't summon. They can summon another copy, but it won't be able to attack. So this unit's gonna die from this attack. Okay. All of our ranged units just died because of this. And then it's going to combo off of whenever one of their units dies. Deal extra damage to our units. So that's going to die, that's going to die. That's going to come up with another copy over here, and then also extra damage. Oh boy. So can't even deal damage to that over there. If we had the summon for next turn, we could get rid of those. Could do this, yeah. Attack, reflect. It won't live long enough. We could reverse all of their health and then turn them into non-threats. But we still need to get rid of them regardless. Attack, kill that, and then we're looking at 363 damage to the face. Could get a kill, yeah. I suppose. Alright, yeah. Well, we'll need to do that in order to set up some damage. Alright. Get some more damage, as you can see. All the damage going on over there. Gets a little bit of block, and we turn these into much less of a threat. Where's the attack boost coming from? The attack boost is coming from, okay, not only from there, but, oh, right, because of their pet. I forgot about that. All right. Well, we stayed alive for a turn. The only problem is now we still have to deal with these. They summoned stones. They did not summon stones. Just trying to deal as much damage as we can to their units. And of course I misplayed. All right, that whenever one of our chaos units are summoned by this unit, freezes them. Okay, yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it out here. So this is rough. All right. Okay, this is number 7. We have 3 more wins to get through. Haven't seen this name in a while. This one is also a top player. As you can see right off the bat. All right. Let's see what we're gonna do here. Okay. Well, facing pirate, they have these pentagrams that come out and deal damage to our units. Then they have these sharks that have counterattack and sets the attack of health to attack of the units comes out in play to 1. In terms of stats, we would like to summon this, but because of this particular unit and their wood spikes, we have to get rid of this as soon as we can. We're going to be summoning this unit, and we're actually placing it over here. Reason why is we're picking out this building, have our own unit defended by this building. On top of that, placing it on empty tiles so that we can at least allow for it to not be affected by pentagrams. Okay, we're going to be placing this building in front to defend this particular unit. Every time a unit comes out in play, this unit will give miss. So it'll give miss to one of these units that are already out on the board. Summoning this just for defense. Also deal some damage at the end. So that's good. Next turn, we could summon this unit in order to get some damage going. We could also summon this unit because of the extra summons that it creates. Okay, this unit is going to be a problem later on. It's going to set health of 2 of our units to 1, so actually affect this one. This unit's going to die from combat, and this building's ability to deal damage, so that'll be good. This totem over here is going to give an attack boost. Sorry, health boost to other units when they die. Checking out the health of those sharks. All right, it's 40. Let's see if it makes sense to use our destruction ability early here. 200. We can hold off. We'll summon this over here, so that way we can get the attack boost with our unit over here. Okay, next turn we could summon this unit. It has extra summons that we can use. We can also summon this unit to also set up for a board wipe. Right, well, we use our poison. Have to get rid of this unit somehow. So let's see, got damage going on over there. Double attack. Spikes. Trying not to get too fancy in terms of abilities here. Okay, well, we need to block for damage because we're going to be taking it. This unit is going to summon the shard that will actually block over there. We'll be able to do extra damage with the buildings and this over here. Okay, and then this unit has just the direct damage. Oof, wait, hold on. The poison plus that 34. Yeah, that'll be enough. All right, we'll be summoning this over here. Yep. Okay, like we wanted to get rid of that spawner over there. Okay, and now next turn will be a really good time to use our destruction ability, because then we can start going on the offensive. This unit has mental shield because of this shard, and so that actually helps out this particular unit, because before it was getting mental shield with their own crystals. All right, this unit. We'll attack that. Attack that. This thing is still poisoned. We can. Maybe we can hold off on killing this unit. Or yeah, we can hold off on killing this unit. All right, we will summon this unit just in terms of its attack. That's fine with the healing. All right. We're also doing this so that we can affect the ratios for the setting the 2 health to 1. So the more units we have on the board, the better chance we can avoid having these 2 units being picked off. Still poisoned. Damage over there. This unit will actually deal the adjacent damage over there. So 34, 34, that's 68. So that'll actually die with that ability. You can run this over and some health back. Yeah, we'll just get mental shield off the rip. Yeah, we'll do this. So damage. Oh, I keep on forgetting about that totem getting back with the health. It's okay though. We have our extra summons, so we can guard for that. Okay, we're gonna leave this spot open so that a shard can still come out and play. Oh, we can just go for lethal now. All right, use our destruction ability. Use this over here. Then Let's go for maximum damage. 5 there. 4, 6. Yeah, this should be good. Let's go for max. Yeah, this doesn't have any death triggers as well. It just freezes a unit, so that was good for us there. All right, yeah, a combination of defense over there. Our ranged unit that gave the miss to their units helped us out very much towards the end. Let's go. Another large person that we're going to be facing. Their pet deals damage whenever a male unit kills. Also attack boosts over here. Okay, looking at their buildings. All right, and bleeding and extra attack to melee units. Okay, we'll be summoning this melee unit. Getting some health back off kill, blocking for damage. Also has that reborn ability. Whenever it dies, comes into play as a different unit. Okay. Heals and then heals again. Interesting. All right. Let us see what makes sense. Oh, we still need to contend with their units. So let's see what we can do here. We're going to be summoning this in terms of its stats. It also does this extra summon at the attack. So we'll be able to block for a little bit of damage. But this is going to be a long battle ahead because of the health and then the expected type of units that we'll be facing. Okay, you see the extra attack at the end. It's flight, all right. Here. Okay, we're just going to be summoning in terms of stats because we need to get around this silence as much as we can. So we're going to be placing this unit over here. It does give reborn to a chaos unit, which is actually over here, but it will get wiped out once the silence comes into play. And if they don't silence, that's great too. But we still need to contend with this unit because it's going to give bleeding to our units later on. A little bit of attack boost to other units as well. All right, so that is gone. All right, we are going to be summoning this unit in terms of its health. It also summons another building that can help us block for damage. Deal some extra damage to nature units, but with their 500 health, it's not going to matter as much. Probably next turn we're going to do a poison to look to get rid of these units. We can still take some damage, but not a lot. So we'll do that for poison, and then we'll be placing this melee unit with the flight just to block for now. Building's healing up, so this unit is now ineligible. Oh, okay. So this unit will lose its mental shield. Still need to contend with these still. That is gross. So gross. Could kill it, but then we're dealing with the same problems as before. All right, well, we'll do this. Just want to mark some units for damage. Summon this unit as well because it does silence whenever it gets attacked. So that unit will die, this unit will die. Oh, that's a lot of extra attack. All right. Okay. I give up. Got it. Even if I did the destruction and then kill this unit will still be able to attack, and then this unit will still be able to attack. So got 2 more wins to get. This will be attempt number 8. I've seen this person before. Okay, that is a lot of health. That is a lot of attack. How much is this Xltitanlx dealing to us? It's dealing 100. Okay, wow. Yeah, we have to give up here. All right, well, at least that one was quick. Stacked against us. All right, this one is number 9. Gonna get this done. We are going to get this done. We are heading into the 2-hour mark here. Okay. Got a Jimmy to face. Block runes, units with splash, and about 200 attack. Oh, well, summon the same unit. Summoning it just so we can get some freeze over here. It's most likely going to die based upon the attack of this unit. It's a good indicator of how strong the other units are going to be. It's still alive. Wow. That was surprising. All right. Well, guess we'll keep going. We got our flight unit over here. Gets a little bit of an attack boost when heal goes up. I'm just seeing if this building does anything else that we need. Nope. We're just going to be defending the lane. So we'll place it over here. Get some damage going. Those block runes are really messing us up in terms of our calculations. And this unit here has freeze in the beginning. Next turn, we're going to be summoning this unit because of its stats. It also removes negative effects like freeze. So we'll be able to get a little bit of damage over here. We're going to... Oh boy. Now I remember that those rocker boys, they have a big amount of splash. So we don't want to put units too close to each other. If we place one here, then yeah, some damage is going to be occurring. We're doing this over here so that we can... Right, so heal. Yep. Right, some more frozen once again. We're doing this so that we can block against some of the extra damage that's coming out. Their splash is 142. So with 2 splashes, they'd be able to get rid of this unit. This unit is the only thing that's keeping us alive against these particular units. All right, so splash will kill this. Okay. All right. All right, so just that damage there. Ally Death will give extra attack to them. Oh, wow, this unit is still frozen because this unit in the beginning might have to use the destruction ability now. Well, we can use the destruction ability to at least get rid of these 2 units. This unit will take some points of damage. Yeah, we can still defend it with it. All right, we'll use our poison. And then we'll get rid of these units because they also have block as well. And then we're going to be summoning... Just considering other possibilities here. No, we're just going to be dealing damage. We need to get rid of this building as well. All right, yeah, this building is dealing damage to us at the beginning. So it landed on a block rune, and it's going to give extra attack as well. So as long as we get rid of their other units, we won't have to worry so much about the extra attack. Okay. All right, this isn't terrible. We're going to be summoning this building in front of this unit. We also before. Yeah, we placed it in this particular spot so that we have some options for later. So we're putting this building in front. Okay, that way we can deal some damage. And then also have our unit still steal attack whenever another unit on their side dies. Except buildings. Okay, that is not what we wanted to see. Ah, all right. Ghost, once again, dealing damage to our random units. So this, okay, all of these units are particularly threatened right now. Still has block. Damage over here. It messes with our strategy so much because now the more attackers we have in play, the worse off we get. So instead of just summoning melee units for free, we now have to go back on the defense in order to get rid of these things. It's so bad. What spears does it have? It has 20. All right. See if we have any other plays here that makes sense. So they're going to be dealing 175 damage to that. So bad. All right, so our building is gone. Our attack sealer is gone. The only solace is that their own building is gone, but we cannot deal damage to this unit because of this flying unit with the block. And now they have an extra summoner. Oh my god. Alright. So terrible. So terrible. Alright. Well, we're doing summons right now so that we can at least hopefully get an attack in. Alright. Alright. Of course. This is going to attack us, attack that, and then we'll take extra damage as well. With the Pierce, it's going to wipe us out. All right. We had something going until the stupid ghost on the bottom row. All right, well, that was number 10. We're still going to get this done. We need the copper coins. Yeah, the copper coins are what we're in for now. Okay, number 11. I think we're just like, donating off. We're facing so many large people right now. All right, Jimmy, same thing. Block runes too. Right. Take a look at their buildings. Right. Spikes, border. Okay, in terms of stats, we're going to be summoning this unit. This unit deals extra damage whenever one of our units comes into play. We're going to be placing it on the... What makes sense here? We're placing it on the bottom. Placing it on the bottom here. Reason why is because we'll need to give ourselves some options for later on. Also, we can use the effect damage to get around the block that is going to be given to their units. Assuming this unit does not die. But we shall see. That is a huge unit to deal with. Alright. Shield. This unit has counterattack with block. And then it gets an attack boost wherever it comes up. Alright. Best thing we can do right now is just block for damage. We're not going to be able to kill that in direct combat. Seeing if we can actually... Well, we could poison it off later on. But we're just doing... Counterattack. Shield. Could give... Yeah, can give block in that way. Yeah, we'll do it this way. So at the very least, when this kills that, we'll get something out of this with the extra block given to our unit. Dex is triggered. Still too early for us to use our poison yet because we want to get rid of those rocker boys coming into play. We're going to be summoning a ranged unit because ranged units do not trigger the counterattack. So we're not going to be dealing a lot of damage over here. Order enemy. This is all right. A little bit of health. If they summon another order unit, which includes those rocker boys, we'll be able to get some units out in play. So we'll do that. Okay, got a little bit of health back because this melee unit's ability triggered off the damage. Okay. Well, we don't really have any ways to get rid of anything else, so we will use our poison ability. Oh no, because it still has block. I'm still remembering about that. Attack could do that. Vulnerable for turn. Yeah, the invulnerable for a turn will actually help us out. Will that include the counter attack? If it doesn't, then we're going to lose instantly. So we will place this over here, give ourselves some options. Okay, counter attack does not hurt it for now because of the invulnerability. Okay, they summon the rocker boys as we wanted them to. Next turn, we are going to be using our poison and most likely our destruction ability too. Okay, stealing over there. Trying to figure out the interactions here. All right, so they both have block, so we will need to use our poison ability at the very least. Okay, and then it's just a matter of if we're going to use our destruction ability as well. This unit is going to be attacked, and we're going to kill that. Could freeze 2 random range units. Attack that. Yeah, we're okay. We're going to use our poison, and we're going to use our destruction ability. Get rid of those 2 units so we can attack, get some health back. Now, on top of that, we're going to be placing this melee unit in front to block for damage. And so we can still get our damage to their units. Very small damage, but at this point, every little bit of damage is going to count, especially when this unit itself has spikes. Okay. Miss, blocker 24. These are going to die from the poison. So we don't have to worry about that. And then this is going to die from combat. Put this over here. Okay, block 24. Let's see what makes sense here. How's this going to work? Okay. Right, well, the only unit that can actually stand up to this is this particular unit. It has mental shield and also give us a little bit of health back. We're going to be placing it over here so that if it does still stay alive, we can get some extra health back to our units. Wow. Okay. Oh, that is not good for us. Okay, so they had this unit over here that whenever it kills something, it gets their health. So it actually got the health equal to their attack. We should have killed this before. Wow. This almost never happens. But it did. So we'll contend with it. All right. Block of 82. So I'll have to deal with that. Yeah, this is the time where we could have used our Goliath. I knew this ability would come into play somehow. Just all right. Here. All right, best we can do is do this here. give this unit a little bit of spikes, a little bit of protection. That. Oh, snap. I forgot. This unit. Should have done the extra summons as well. What am I doing? Oh, okay. Misplays all over the place. Sorry, I gotta get out of here. Oh, we had a chance to take that down. We could have just attacked and killed that other unit as well. All right, number 12. Really gotta really muggy in here. Okay, all right. Okay, pirates and damage to us. Pet's not as much of a problem. Plus health, damage, then over there. Okay, for pirate, what we want to do is we'll still play on stats. We have this and our spikes. Placing this over here to give us some options. This has a nice little ability now. It deals damage to melee units whenever it attacks. It was from the update, most recent update, so we'll be able to deal some damage to those pirate sharks that come into play. Units. Gives miss to 2 of our units whenever it attacks. Not great. Summoning this unit with the metal shield over here. Doing a little bit of blocking over there. Next turn, we are going to be summoning this unit that, in terms of their defense stats. Here, I want to get rid of this. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. Kind of early to do this, but it's fine. Use a poison over there. So this unit now no longer has any attack. Still gets spikes though, so that's kind of nice. We're going to be placing this over. Let me see if there are any other stats. Okay, nope. Placing this over here. Reason why is that we'll get some extra damage. All right, and they also too, whenever a unit comes into play that's not chaos, it will be frozen for a turn. So that will also include the sharks that you'll see over here. Okay, we left ourselves some options here. This unit can deal a special shield and flight. I'll do that over there. Spikes. Okay, we're going to be summoning this building. We'll get a little bit of health. It is not affected by the freezing over there. And then at the end of the turn, it gives metal shield to 2 of our units. Ideally, we would want it to land here and then on this so that it gets its own protection, but that's fine. Okay. Also heals units for 44. That's really nice. All right, so this unit is going to deal double attack. That's not good. Want to keep this. We want to keep this alive, so we're going to hold off that. We're going to be placing this not on the. We don't want our building to die, and we still want this unit alive because of the massive spikes that we're just getting. And right now, because we don't have any chaos units that can actually attack in this lane, because this is a melee unit, we'll be placing our building over. Could defend that. Damage. That's okay. This unit will eventually die anyways. We can slow their units down. We'll do that. Yeah, this still has a lot of value in terms of affecting their board, but doesn't really do much once this unit comes out to deal random damage, quote unquote, to a chaos unit. That being the only one. All right, we have our building damage. We have that. Okay. Just doing some math here. This unit deals 50% of damage to unit's health, assuming the smallest health. So we'll round this down to 86. That's 43. So I should be able to wipe out these two with the damage. If it lands on anything bigger, might be able to get rid of other units. But for now, it's doing this here. Deals the full damage. And we got rid of all three of them. Great. Okay, so we've taken care of the board for now. This lane is pretty much locked up because of the... All right. Transform. All right. No problem. Still have to guard with our buildings over here. 10, 23. So not quite enough yet. Let's see. See what we can affect the board with here. Oh. Health around units around themselves. That's not too bad. Oh, it also includes this too. It's kind of nice. But we need to keep our mental shield unit up, so we're going to be doing that. We don't need our summons quite yet because we already have most of the bottom part of the board locked up, and then having an additional attack isn't going to help us out right now. Don't want to overextend on this particular board. We're just slowly backing up our defenses. So this unit's going to die. Okay, this unit has extra attack and vampirism. Let's see there. Damage. Put that over there. It's a toss-up between these two units. This unit has a lot of health, but this unit can get rid of both of these units at the same time. 56, 32. No, we'll be able to get rid of this unit too. I like having protection. We'll summon this over here. Okay, that's also the last of the units that we need for mental shield. So it says 3 layers of protection. Okay, they have their totem that reflects damage to us. It's going to die with the combination of building damage over there. We're going to be summoning this unit because it affects their board now. What it does is, at the end of the turn, summons these elementals. And then they summon these freeze runes that can mess up their board. We've gone for lethal there. I don't remember the calculation. But at this point, we have the board pretty much locked up. So assuming we don't get super silenced or strict or some other board wipe, we should be fine. All right. Let's see here. So let's see. This unit's going to die and kill those units. Don't have any melee units. We would want a melee unit to do this. We're gonna hold off. We're just gonna summon a melee unit, or sorry, a ranged unit to deal some damage. Putting in the lane over here. Okay. Whenever one of our units dies, we'll get health back to our warlord. So that's why we got bumped back up to there. And we are all set now because of the temporary. Just making sure that there's no death triggers, and then we'll just skip turn and make it clean right there. Yeah, I wish we were done. Got one more victory to get through. Okay, that's useful for us, and also useful for us. Okay, one more battle. That actually puts us at 3K for copper coins. That's nice. Oh, I've never seen. Okay, all right. I'm not gonna waste our. We'll see what happens, but it feels really gross to even attempt this. All right. Well, we'll summon this unit because of the damage that it's going to deal to their units. Normally we'd be summoning the poison unit, but most likely we're going to have to take a very large offensive strategy here. Ow. All right, okay, never mind. All right, they got it. They got it. It's kind of tough when they summon a unit that has half of your health already. Okay, I've lost count. Is it 12, 13, something like that? Still going for it. At this point, I'm just paying for copper coins. Okay, faced this guy before. Wasn't too happy, and they summoned this guy. Ugh. Multiple summons. Summons. That does the summons. Don't think we really have a play at this point. Best we can do is have this out and play. A little bit of damage, get some health back. Guess we got a block for damage over here, but this is fine. Well, we have something with this building. Buildings are nice. This particular building, very good. Okay, we actually were able to block for a little bit of damage. Okay, I'm going to be poisoning here, and we're going to be placing our building to block some damage. Yeah, we have to block some form of damage, so we're placing over here. Bit of health back over there. Next turn, we'll be using our destruction ability to get rid of our multiple spawners. Oh, that was cool. Got rid of that. When this unit dies, it deals damage to another unit. So put this out over there. And then in terms of stats, I guess, we're going to be summoning this unit. Building will help take care of that. So now we have an open board. Did not expect that. Let's see if we can get anything going. All right. Okay, well, we'll continue on. We'll use one of our 2 melee units. We'll summon this one because it's not vulnerable to silence. I'm gonna get rid of this unit. This unit will deal damage at the beginning of the turn. Actually, no, it won't because of the... What do you call? The building damage. We're going to be placing this over here because we would still want this unit to be alive in case there's other units coming into play. This unit gives health to another unit that comes into play. So that'll help us out here. Right. And now, because we have options, we can summon another unit in front of it. We will summon... Summon this unit here, just in terms of the defense, that's all. See if there's anything else we can do here. Nope, we're just placing this just for the defense. Got a little bit of health back, so that's good. These units are both vulnerable to silence because they both got boosted in their own ways by health here and then by attack for its own summon. That is unfortunate for us now because we did this on the top lane. Wait, we did? Yeah, because we had to kill that. Can't silence this unit, which is really bad. If we were able to silence it, then we could actually get rid of it, but we cannot now. Get some health back. That's really it. Have totem. That would be good too. The problem is this adjacent damage that it does, and the adjacent damage is actually going to cover these 6 spots. So if we summon anything here, it's also going to take damage. And I can't summon that over there either. Best we can do is just melee unit. I'll just place this over here. We could summon this one to get some health back, but we're just summoning because of our stats. With silence, which we saw, yep. And the problem is because the Shimura is up on the top here, their crystals are going to be going down below, and so because of that, we can never get rid of the metal shield first. I was trying to think if it was a misplay before to summon that to defend. I mean, I'm not going to know that a Groot is going to come out next turn, and then I'm not going to know that this is going to come out on the previous turn. All right. Let's see. Well, we need to block for damage somehow, so we will go attack that. Yeah, we'll get rid of one of the crystals, even though it's not going to really make any sense. I'll block for some damage as well. This unit has Reborn, and I'll give a little bit of a skill, but since it's at level 1, it's not going to really do too much. Okay, summon this unit that has the Xltitanlx, deals damage whenever one of our units dies. So we're now this ability is not going to help us anymore. We could get rid of the Xltitanlx. Get a little bit of health back because it does trigger that damage. And now we can use our summons again to at least block for damage at this point. Freezing our units, then dealing damage, getting some attack steal. Let's see what makes sense here. Oh, let's see. Extra damage. Get rid of that. Right now we're just blocking for damage. That's fine. The attack steal really doesn't matter at this point. We got that over there. Getting some extra damage over there. Oh no, I was supposed to summon a unit. Ugh, I'm tripping out here. Okay, all right. This is gonna attack that, and then we're most likely going to die. Yep. And this is 25 anyway, so yeah, we're already dead. Ugh. Can't take looking at this too much longer. Okay. Let us keep going. Want to get this done. Last battle. Come on, last battle. I've seen that name too. We're just pitching into the wind, really. Okay, we're going to be summoning this unit. It has reflect damage and then also gets a little bit of block, but this unit's attack is way too much. It's most likely going to kill this unit in one go. We're going to be placing this over here so that we have some options if we need to defend with it. Okay. Usually I was expecting the RNG to just pop this because of its death ability, but we have something, so let's make some advantage out of it. Let us see here. In terms of defenses, it will be this unit. This unit has another bush in front of itself. Just doing that to pick off this building. We need to last for at least a couple of turns, probably at least turn 10 or 12 in order to get a victory here. Let's see. This unit has vampirism on attack. In terms of stats, we're just going to be summoning this unit. It will force a silence because this unit has flight, and they would most likely want to get through to this unit. So that's good. Still got a long ways to go, but we're taking it in stride and seeing where we go from there. Right, that was that silence I was talking about. All right. Has evasion and block of 6. So I can place a flight unit to block, but we can't deal any damage. All of these units are ranged, dude. How sick is that? That is absolutely sick. We don't want to summon this unit because even though it has a nice attack, it will actually transform this unit into a building. We much rather have this as attacker. So for now, we're going to be summoning this flight unit with the health stats. I'm placing it over here so that we have some. We can place some other unit in front to block with it. It's probably going to be this unit over here with its own flight. But instead, it gets picked off because they have a unit that removes flight. Oh, gross. All right, well, facing another unit with flight and blocking for damage there. We're waiting until the stones, which we did see. That's great. Most likely we're going to be seeing a, not a flight unit, what was I going to say, a ranged unit to get rid of this. And they do, because they have a ranged unit that does that. Of course. Trying to see what makes sense here. Okay, we're going to use our poison ability, and then next turn we're going to have to pick off these other units. We're going to be summoning this unit in terms of its health. Also, it silences units that attack it, so in this case, even though we won't be able to kill this in direct combat, we'll be able to silence the double attack that's going on. See if they know the plays. No. Ugh, I should have placed this over here. The reason why is because now this unit can actually hit it with its splash. Is this building going to matter to us? No, we can't have this unit just picking up stuff. All right. We will. Gotta get rid of this building somehow. We're gonna be summoning this unit with the mental shield, or this one here that gives us rotters. What do we need more? We need. Well, we gotta summon something. I'm going to end up using the rotters for defense. Okay, this unit deals 130 to units in line whenever it's attacked. So that would also include this one here. And there's no way for us to get rid of it right now. To silence it, but we don't have any silence. water, 130 in line. Feels for the amount of damage dealt. Ugh. Okay, we can use this. We can get some health back. That's something. We're gonna be placing this over here so that we can have some options for later. But we don't have any good options to get rid of this, which is unfortunate. Of course. So on top of that, we have this unit that's going to be freezing our units. Health there. We're placing this over, let's see. Yeah, we're placing this over here. Reason so that we can get at least some attack boost off of our ranged unit here. It will give miss to another unit that's already on the field. How did... I'm so confused. How did they end up killing this unit? This is so weird. Oh, okay. What happened was they did... Okay. Wow. Another RNG. So our order unit's health... sorry, your order unit's attack was switched to 0 because of the negative attack over here. And then the health swap turned it to 0 and they were able to kill... What? So gross. All right. So gross. How do these guys just rip perfect plays all the time? I want those coins. All right, much more manageable health. Back to Xltitanlx. A lot of health getting back. And they have this unit that doesn't deal that much damage. Okay, so we faced this before. We could kill it now, actually. We'll go with the safer route and just hold off on there. All right, so we'll summon this behind the building. Get some poison damage. We also know that we boosted this in our previous battles, so that'll help us out a lot. Next turn, we will... Wow. I was going to say, oh, next turn we're just going to do some more poison damage. Instead, we have to deal with this unit over here. Just end up dealing all damage to chaos, non-chaos units. How lucky for them. No, we were going to end up losing that unit anyways. Really do not want to use our poison ability so early. This is the only unit that's going to survive for damage. I'm placing this over... No, I'm placing this over here. Give us some options for later. Alright, this unit's going to die for poison next turn. Assuming it doesn't get healed. This unit has spikes, so it'll help set up for destruction. But we don't have a lot of good attackers out of all of this. Okay. Once again, this is going to die for poison. Still need to contend with these other units. 66. Right. We'll get some health back, so that's not terrible, I guess. All right. Light unit, okay. All right, let's see if I can take it out. 54, okay. So we are going to... Let's take a look at this one as well. All right, yeah, we're going to be summoning this here. It will silence these units, so the attack boost will be gone, the health boost will also be gone, and then we'll be able to kill this, get some health back. So just a little bit of back and forth until we can break through. Okay, we are going to... We're going to hold off against the unit. Even though this unit has more attack, it is off in the front, so it is actually more vulnerable. We're going to be summoning this melee unit to deal damage to... There. We're going to be summoning this here just to deal a little bit of damage, kill this unit. And then next turn, we'll start contending with this unit. We're trading health right now for board coverage. All right. Dealing damage to us whenever we attack one of their units. A little bit of stealing there. Seeing what makes more sense. Okay, so this is going to deal extra damage to nature units. Yeah, let's go for that. So we'll do that. Summon, deal the extra damage, get some health back. Also summon this Xltitanlx that will deal damage whenever one of their any unit dies on the field. Also gives us a little bit of an attack boost as well. So just a little bit more coverage for us. All right, silence and stones, even better. Seeing how much block it gets at the very end. Okay, units as pentagrams. Right. Nothing too serious right now. We'll be able to kill this in combat. But once again, we don't have ranged. How do we not get ranged units all the time? It's so weird. They never show up when you need them. All right, we're gonna be summoning this unit to get. Yeah, in terms of stats, its defense is okay, but we're going for attack right now. So you know what? We'll summon this because of its spikes. Why is it getting healed? Did I miss something here? Attack block. Oh, wow. That is disgusting. Okay. That is why that was getting healed. Wow, I've never seen that unit's ability. Very weird. Okay. Not a problem. I can deal with that. All right. Let's mark these units for poison. We're also going to be summoning... We're going to be summoning this unit for... Seeing what makes sense here. I'm going to be summoning this unit. The reason why is because it deals damage whenever a unit comes out into play that's not an order unit. Will help us set up for a board wipe a lot better. Placing this over here because of the spikes on this unit. All right. Okay. As you can see here, it will deal 100 damage to a unit when it comes to play that's not order. Okay, I'll just get rid of those, which we will get rid of. And what we're going to do is see what we can do here. I like the healing and I like the extra damage. We can't summon our units over here. And this is also very nice that all of these units are order. So we have even more of a reason to summon this. It's a toss-up between these two. I think we're going to be dealing slightly more damage if we summon this. Yeah, and we can also get around some walls that we don't really see. So placing this over here. it also heals some of our other units as well, so we'll be able to preserve our board versus just dealing the damage and picking off units. Right. Oh, okay. I remember because of the Xltitanlx. So we can actually summon these and actually just deal some direct damage. Okay, and then even more, we'll summon even more units for damage. And there we go. Yeah, that last effect damage was able to get the victory. Whew. Combos. All right, so yeah, that Thunder God, who I normally never send out in Dark Tower because of the random units that we'll end up getting, and just helped us out in the end. Okay, finally got Dark Tower done. All the stuff is complete. Let's get our last prize. Okay. All right. Okay. How come we didn't get extra copper coins? What happened? It didn't. We're supposed to get extra coins. They really not give us coins? That's disgusting. All right. Well, we already bought all the stuff that we need. We don't really need this. Yeah, we don't really need. We can get some more Tengu, I guess. Nah, we'll hold off. We don't use Tengu in our. We do use Tengu in our. Let me just check it out. I don't remember what deck I'm using right now. No, I am not using it in my main. Okay, well, that was Dark Tower. It is going to reset in 4 hours. Which means that actually it won't be Dark Tower, it will be Pit. So we'll have some Pit videos coming up in about, well 5 hours from now. So yeah, thanks for checking this out. If you guys have any questions, comments, feedbacks, or concern, leave a message on Discord, Twitch, or YouTube. Streaming schedule is up on the top right over here in the overlay. And yeah, please follow on Twitch and like and subscribe for YouTube. All the new stuff is going to be on YouTube all the time, so check it out there. Hope you guys enjoy this. I know this is pretty long, but we're a man on a mission. Gonna get it done at any cost. All right, well, this is Happy Splasher. We'll see you guys in a few hours. Signing off.